Hello. Hello, interwebs, and people out there that are not watching. If you're not watching, you don't even know what I'm saying, so that's fine. All right, peeps, we're gonna get right into this. Read the sign. It's one shot two. What? That's confusing. It's one shot two. All right, we're gonna give it right over to Michael, but just make sure that you check out all of our social media, especially like the YouTube, because you can find it because it's all on the line. So yeah, check it out. YouTube has all of our stuff up there, including all of these shows, all of our past shows, all the amazing things that come out of that crazy mind of Michael Panish. But let's get to it. I'm going to give it to you, sir. Enjoy.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Dark Forest, the epic woodland fantasy that takes you on a wild journey of animal adventure, one clearing at a time. But this time, we're not in a clearing. We're in the city, the big city, the free city of Katzenberg. And these characters here, played by the wonderful people who are joining us for this game, are going to be the cheerfully corrupt police force of one of the neighborhoods of Katzenberg, nicknamed the Hounds of the Maze. I'll go ahead and do a real quick intro, but let's meet the players and the characters. Then we'll do an intro, and then start building those relationships between the characters. So let's start with a Time and Tabletop regular. He's part of the main Dark Forest game. Very happy to have him here for this one shot. It is Nick.
Well, hello, everyone. As stated, I am Nick, and today I will be playing Sion Argent, also known as Sai to some. He is a gray fox. He's a ranger, and he is not as cheerful as some others in the force. So he's sort of got this sort of he was very cheerful to begin with when he first started in the watch, but that cheerfulness has sort of grown to a cynicism. So, yeah.
Oh man, well, just another result of being on the streets. All right, very cool. We are also joined by another Dark Forest regular. It is Marvin.
So hey, I'm Marvin, and today I'm going to be playing a mole seeker, Thaddeus Molinsky. He's a cartographer for trade. He came to the city, one sec while I look it up. He came to Katzenberg in hopes of exploring its many secret passages used by the Empire and Dominion alike throughout its history. But he was a bit too successful in his job, and he got conscripted into the Hounds of the Maze. He resents that. He wants to be free, to be able to explore to his heart's content, not to listen to somebody ordering him around and, like, snooping out criminal gangs and stuff like that. It's not his style. But he can't leave the city, so might as well do his job, and hopefully they let him go at some point. It all smells like... And this whole city smells like wet dog, my word.
Yeah, Katzenberg, not known for its great smells, especially the neighborhood you guys are in. Joining us as well, she was with us for the last one shot. Very happy she's back with us today. It is my own sister, my flesh and blood. It is Jenny.
Hello, hi y'all. Now today I'll be playing Willis Everett Coyote. I prefer you use my full name. There's a nickname going around I am not so keen on. Now I moved to the city with my beautiful wife, another coyote, until she was horribly murdered by a roadrunner who just got away. I cannot ever catch him. And that little blue face haunts me every night. I have horrible dreams. I'm just running through the desert. Anywho, joined the guard just because I need its purpose. And I've got great, I'm just a demolitions expert. I like it when things go boom. And I'm just, biding my time till I can catch the uncatchable. Yeehaw.
Whoa, fantastic. I cannot wait to see this coyote in action. Also joining us, he's been a Time to Tabletop mainstay for quite some time, and I'm so glad to have him back for this one shot. It is Dallas.
Hey everyone, I'm Dallas, and I'm going to be bringing in Golden Reach. Golden Reach is a name that some people call by, but he prefers to put a little twist on it sometimes. Golden likes to really be sounding, affluent in many ways and work himself up to a large crowd if possible. He likes to be, in with everybody if possible. He wants to see if he'll persuade you to join his cause, whether you like to or not. He'll do it in a nice way, though. If not, he's got a mace to back it up for people that, really don't follow suit. But that's the way it goes in Katzenberg, as he's learned ever since he got here.
Ooh, very cool. Nothing like a Komodo dragon with a mace to really give you nightmares. And then rounding us out, he was also there for the one shot last time. Super happy to have him back. And he's the composer of the wonderful Dark Forest theme song that you guys heard at the beginning. It is Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'll be playing Dick Wolf, who is an old, rugged guard of the Hounds of Maze. I'm here to keep order and law in this city. I prefer to do things non-violently. I got a blunted bow and arrow to disarm my foes. And once I bite crime, I never let go.
Wow. Well, sounds like we got a truly great cast of characters. Let me just do a real quick intro to this situation, and then we'll talk about some character relationships. Okay. The free city of Katzenberg, the grandest city in all of the Dark Forest. Its status as a trade hub has kept it free, even as the rest of the Dark Forest is convulsed by war and rebellion. But the free city is far from peaceful. Endless corruption and rampant inequality have spawned a wicked, all-powerful underworld, the real center of power in Katzenberg. The City Watch, the town's police force, doesn't mind the criminality. After all, how would they make a living without the constant bribes? And no section of the City Watch is more famed for their corruption than the division that handles the motley maze, the Pleasure District. They are known as the Hounds of the Maze, and they make fortunes by making sure everyone has fun and the profits never stop flowing. That means keeping the peace between the Black Mass Gang, the most powerful underworld faction, and their up-and-coming rivals, the Jolly Jesters. But now, in a grim Katzenberg dawn, 5 officers are called to the scene of a murder which threatens to ruin the peace of the motley maze and plunge Katzenberg into all-out war. So, before you guys arrive at the crime scene, let's establish some prior relationships. So you're going to have, there's 2 places on your character sheet where you can mark down the 2 characters who you've met before in some capacity. And we'll kind of go the opposite way we went the introduction. So we're actually going to start with Dick. So Dick, you have for your connections, you have partner and friend. So which one of these characters do you think? I mean, as they said in True Detective, you can't pick your family and you can't pick your partner or something like that. I can't remember the line, but in this game you can pick your partner or former partner. So who do you think it was?
I was thinking Sai, since you've been with the Force a while, it seems, and you've been worn down by the city. I feel like there's a kindred spirit there, and we've worked together a lot on many cases.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
unless there's anyone else who's been on the force longer than a Dick Wolf. All right, I think size for that, and then a friend, who would have traveled with me for a while and kept me safe while I was exploring the woodland.
Right. Maybe somebody you met before you came to the city. That you knew
Yeah.
you knew him for a while.
I mean, maybe Dallas. Or Golden Reese, excuse me. I like your methods of somewhat peaceful negotiation. It seems like, and I will also back up my words with my bow if necessary. So
Yes, that's always the intention.
And as far as a keepsake, it says here I've given you a keepsake.
Ooh, it kind of symbolized, yeah.
Ooh, maybe it was your one sharp arrow still that you're like, don't let me use this unless it's...
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I've shot too many sharp arrows in my time. Don't let me use this.
Yeah, I think Dick used to be a little more aggressive until something bad happened, and he learned from Reese how to handle things a little more calmly.
Cool.
All right, very cool. So we have the partner is Sai, and the friend is Reese. Okay. Oh, Golden Reese. Should I call you Reese, or is like Goldie, or what do you think is the?
Oh yeah.
I have many nicknames. You can, call me what comes to mind that sounds nice to you, and of course, hopefully sounds nice to me.
All right, that sounds good. In fact, Reese, let's move on to your connections. So
There.
you're using the Heretic playbook. This is in the Travelers and Outsiders expansion. So very cool to see that.
I was surprised to see it. I was like, I didn't even know they existed, and then I saw the PDF posted. I was like, what? So quickly scanned that, and this one seems like super fun. So
yeah, I think it's going to be a good one.
This class seems like it's put your money where your mouth is kind of deal. So I got a Protector. That's my first connection is Protector. It says, blank has come to share my beliefs and must stand with them, no matter the cost. What happened to us to convince them of the wisdom of my cause? So, Golden's pretty much all about like everyone should be able to do what they want, whether it's like, free relationships, free enterprise, free whatever. He's like this should happen without too much oversight. That's why he likes probably joining the watch. They kind of do as they seem to please.
Yeah, I mean they don't let the law get in the way of making money, having a good time, that kind of thing.
See, so who thinks they might be for that kind of cause to make sure that there's not too much oversight?
Yeah, I mean, Thaddeus seems to be kind of a free spirit.
Ooh, okay.
I would love to leave this city. They imprisoned me here against my will.
Well, free adventure is what I also promote as well. What happened
to be free and see the night sky again?
Okay, so what happened to us to convince you of the wisdom of my cause? It must have been one hell of a day, I'll tell you that, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps there was like an overwhelming amount of odds, and we did sort of maybe trick our way out of it or something like that instead of coming to blows.
I do know a lot of ways in and out of the city. It's just that most of them are on lockdown. But moving within the city is easy enough.
Kind of, you use some secret passageways, some urban arcana, slip away from danger and saved your hide.
All right, sounds good.
I like that. All right, so next up is the Watcher.
The Watcher, yes. So someone was once hurt greatly by someone who shared my cause.
Hmm.
So a previous believer. Why do I think I might still win them over? What have I already tried to do to earn their trust?
Right. I mean, I think one character here who was hurt really badly is Willis Everett Coyote.
Okay. All right. So one of my formers.
Maybe that road runner.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I
If
mean-
you want to link it like that, that's up to Willis Everett Coyote.
Sure. That sounds cool. So, what does that mean?
So, basically, I'm a watcher of, I guess, you trying to see if I can still win you over, even though
Trying to get me off my path of revenge.
Yeah, or at
My
least
all-consuming.
yeah, maybe not completely, but at least somewhat to my ideals of just try to live more lovingly and freely. But
Yeah.
And
what have I already
mechanic.
tried to do to earn your trust? I told you that I would go there with you. I would face this with you if necessary.
Cool.
Ooh, help out in the hunt. Mechanically, it lets you can always hold one. He uses the figure them out move on you, Willis, and also when he pleads with Willis, Jenny, you get to clear 2 exhaustion instead of the 1 exhaustion.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's one of those basic moves. A pretty handy way of clearing a lot of exhaustion if need be.
Cool. What I tried to find in the handbook. What causes exhaustion?
A lot of
traveling.
moves do. Yeah, a lot of them like mark exhaustion, like especially when you roll low on a luck roll
Okay.
for a roguish feat. A lot of time you roll medium, it's like you do it, but you got to mark exhaustion.
Okay.
Yeah, and when you got those 4 marked, you can't mark anymore. So it's pretty good to get those cleared.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
Don't know if I did that in the last game.
Okay, well that's all right. We'll make sure the exhaustion.
I think I rolled really good. So
Yeah.
maybe
So
I
it
just rolled,
happens
maybe I
all
just
the
rolled
time.
so good.
All right. So let's move on. Speaking of that, Willis, let's move on to your connections.
Okay, so I have a friend and I once met and pulled off a mad impossible stunt together. And then what did we do and why? So who's like the most, I guess, out? Maybe Sai?
Yeah, Sai strikes me as he's
maybe in my
loose
younger days when I
cannon.
was maybe in my younger days when I was actually trying to do quote unquote good deeds, trying to fix things.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up doing more harm. I'm just like, that didn't work as I planned.
Yeah, maybe we just stole a bunch of stuff from the guild, the Gilded Guild.
Oh, maybe
We stole some of their. No, is there like a?
I could see that. As,
do they have a stock system in this? Like, do they have a Wall Street in this universe?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the Gilded Guild is like the bankers. I'm sure they got
Yeah.
investments and stuff.
Yeah, maybe like we created like a meme stock.
Oh, you invented Dogecoin or
Yeah,
something?
we invented Dogecoin.
I was thinking either that or like we
And then
we
tanked
stole
it.
from the guild and
Yeah.
try to pull like a Robin Hood kind of a deal.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we did like a GameStop, like we shorted.
Okay. I mean,
So-
you could say the South Seas bubble was like the original,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So like they had that
the
stuff happen
tulip-
back then.
Tulip bubble stuff.
Yeah, the tulips.
hmm We got everybody really invested in what are thing animals? We're doggies. Well, I'm a doggy. I'm a coyote.
He's a
I don't know.
fox.
Maybe
He's also a canine.
Acme stock
Yes.
Ooh, then it tanked.
tanked. Okay, and then the other thing I have is a partner.
It's a partner, yes.
And then it's a partner and I destroyed a faction's resource on behalf of on behalf of an opposing faction and won.
So you worked with somebody for one of the factions against one of the factions.
Yeah.
But who are you working with?
I think I probably was working with somebody from probably the Jolly Jesters against the Gilded Guild.
Ooh, okay. Teamed up with them to like rip off some Gilded Guild people.
Yeah. Who would be more likely to dislike bankers? Thaddeus, do you like bankers? Or Reese, since you're like freedom banking's kind of the opposite of freedom.
You know, as much as I like things to be safe, money in the mattress never hurts, right? Yeah, you keep it where you want to keep it. You do what you want to do. You put it in stocks. Yeah.
So maybe not. Thaddeus, do you like banks?
Personally, I was hoping the bank could buy my way out of the city and out of this godforsaken town guard.
Like, would you cross them?
Would I cross the bank?
I mean, I guess I already crossed them to steal from them. So.
Yeah, who would go with you though?
Yeah.
Do it.
Not Dick Wolf. Dick Wolf is a straight-laced.
I would do it.
I play by the
Okay,
book.
let's go with Golden Reese.
Yeah, Golden Reese would probably take place in kind of a heist.
Cool. You were my partner, and we destroyed a resource. We destroyed some bullion.
Yeah, I mean, liberating it is destroying it.
Yeah, liberating
it.
From the Jolly Jesters.
Yeah. All right, so you get to mark 2 with the Jesters and -2 with the Guild.
Cool.
Okay, and Dallas, you'll do that too.
Okay, so I'm putting +2 on the Jesters.
Yeah, and then -2 on the Guild.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm trying to earn your trust, so I'm going with you on this.
Also, if we're spotted together, any prestige or notoriety gains with those factions are doubled for us.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right.
I forgot to mention on my partner thing, I too have that same thing. Sai, I think that the pretty obvious, the faction we work for is the Hounds of Maze.
Okay. So that's +2 with them.
Yep. And then -2 to probably the Black Mask Gang.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Did some work against them.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So good to know we're flushing out what factions hate you. Always important. And that takes care of Willis. So let's go to Thaddeus. Okay.
All right.
Thaddeus has the partner. Someone has seen the wonders of the woodland together. So has been a stalwart companion in your travels.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you think you traveled with before you came to Katzenberg?
Not exactly sure. I am a cartographer. It's not like I know how to fight, I just prefer not to.
You could have traveled with me and my wife before she was murdered horribly.
With that bastard bird. Yes, I remember you hired my services to track him down. Never could find him, at least not permanently. I keep remembering
Never
him.
found him.
You take that.
He kept taunting us with that beep beep fucking taunt of
Just a big cloud of smoke.
We'll get him one day, Willis.
Hope so.
All right, so
What do we get for that one?
Thaddeus partnered with Willis. Oh man. And there's another one for Thaddeus, the Peer.
Yeah.
Famous for a discovery of their own. I greatly respect them.
What did they discover and how?
Oh,
Let's
I should
just-
say, sorry for the partner connection. You guys actually do get to mark 2 prestige with the faction you helped, and 2 notoriety with the faction you harmed.
It's just kind of weird for the Seeker because their
Yeah.
partner doesn't really mention any factions that we
I
have
know.
going on.
He still has made somebody upset. So maybe like in your search, you ended up helping a faction and also hurting a faction. Like you went to, the somebody's controlled bar and started beating people up, looking for answers, that kind of thing. So who do you think you ended up helping, and then who did you hurt?
Well, if there's anyone that Thaddeus wants to hurt, it's the City Watch itself.
Oh man! All right, maybe you went to like a police bar, a cop bar, and started messing with the officers there.
Asking them questions for
City
once.
Watch.
But that's okay with you.
So go ahead and mark -2 with the City Watch. And who'd you end up helping when you did this?
Who hates the Watch most of the gangs?
Let's see. I mean, they're all like, it's definitely they got a piece, and they pay off, but it's a tense relationship.
Mhm.
Maybe the Black Mask Gang, because they are the most powerful one.
Okay.
They might resent having to pay, the weekly bribe when they should be running the city.
So +2 with the Black Mask and -2 for the Watch.
Am I marking these as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Awesome. I'm at -1 reputation with the Watch already.
Amazing.
Exactly what I wanted.
All right. So let's go on to Pierre.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody here is famous for a discovery of their own. I greatly respect them. And what did they discover?
Ooh,
This one does give you some cool bonuses to your stats for read a tense situation and attempt a roguish feat. This is a pretty good one.
So who would make a famous discovery?
Let's see. I mean, Dick Wolf is a detective. Like, he's always...
Maybe there's like one passage that links all the other passages underground, and Dick Wolf has a good knowledge of that or something like that.
Then I probably would go to you to find all the secret passages in the city, or at least get a head start.
Right. At least find a branch of them, yeah. But,
Awesome.
However, I will say, since you're not quite friends with the Hounds of Maze, there might be a little bit of a complicated relationship we have.
And you're probably the bastard responsible for me being conscripted in the first place. I got your number,
man.
Dick. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've got some resources that you might want. You can't get out with the approval of the higher ups. So and I've got it in good with them. So
I'll work with you this far, Dick Wolf. But I won't like it.
Oh, it's definitely it's the ultimate buddy cop setup.
They're great peers.
All right, so that brings us to Sai.
Yes.
Sai is using the Ranger playbook.
I am.
Yeah,
So,
very
first off,
cool. One of the originals
Yes.
in the very beginning of the game. Yeah.
I don't know if I should mention this, but one of my drives is I have protection, which I have a ward, which I'm saying is my little brother. So.
Oh, okay.
His name is Rio. So. But anyways, that's my drive, which basically it's when we advance it, if I protect him or
right.
time
Yeah, we should
passes him,
talk
he's
about
safe.
that one.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Who is going to be your ward? Do you think would be?
It's my little brother Rio. He's I think to protect the ward can be someone outside of the main group. So
yeah, exactly.
I put it as my little brother Rio. He's sort of been
okay.
he's grown up with me, sort of seen what it's like, and at first encouraged me to join the watch, and I've sort of been like the only person who's is the thing that makes the city better for Sai.
Is he? His name is Rio.
Rio? Yes.
All right, very cool.
And to go on to the connections, the first one is
Yeah.
Watcher. And I was tricked, conned, or deceived by one of you guys once. Why did I choose to continue? Why did I choose to continue to work with them?
Yeah, let's see. Well, I mean, I think our two most troublemaking characters are Thaddeus and Reese. They seem the ones who are most likely to try and pull something.
Yeah. I could see Thaddeus being sort of more trying to, since I've sort of been with the watch for a bit, it would sort of try and get some information out of me on like maybe how to get out of this area. And like did it in a way that like it was like later on I was just like, I don't like what you did, but I'll continue working with you.
Ooh. All right, I like that. The other one is the Protector.
Yes. I did something that would have gotten me enmity with a woodland faction if one hadn't covered him for me. I could see that as Dick, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, he's the older, like grizzled wolf on the force.
Yeah, maybe I covered for a murder you did or something on the City Watch's dime.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Or something like that.
Well, like later on, I actually one of my moves is threatening visage, so maybe one of my threats went a little bit too far.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Very cool. Okay,
so
that...
I feel indebted to you. So.
Excellent.
Yeah. Sounds good. We got some important debts between the officers here. Okay, so that takes care of all of the relationships. Let's begin the game itself. So we're in the Motley Maze. This is like the pleasure district for Katzenberg. Right now it's the early morning, and I mean, so some parties are like just finishing up, but it's overall pretty quiet, an oddity for the maze. Still got lots of decorations. There's just tons of cluttered ale houses, banquet halls, gambling dens, all set in this maze of narrow alleys, side streets, and broad avenues where the partiers can head down. Everything's decorated. There's colored lanterns. It's still kind of gray, kind of dark. So these colored lanterns are still shining all of these multicolored hues over the sidewalk. The various street performers and the urchins are about, but overall it's pretty quiet. But there is some action going on. In an alley off to the side, just an unremarkable side street, you guys are approaching a cordon of uniformed City Watch officers. Because you guys are part of the elite maze division, you get to wear plain clothes, so you can wear whatever you want. But these guys all have the blue capes and cloaks and like the pointed helmets. They're standing around and let you pass, and you see there the short form of Captain Chaser, who is your boss in the watch. He is what's called a bush dog, which is like sort of a short, sausage-shaped, furry little creature. He is wearing his more ornate, like captain's uniform for the watch. He gives you like a sour look. His amber eyes are sort of half closed, looking upset, and he's like, "Well, good morning. Though I guess you can take a look for yourself and see that nothing's good about it. Go have a look.
When is it ever a good morning, Captain?
Yeah, there's some truth.
I trust you kept the citizens away from the crime scene.
Yeah, but the news is already out. It's only a matter of time before the whole city knows what happened.
Oh, God. Just make sure the media doesn't get on the scene.
We can hope.
Oh joy, another murder in the city. What a surprise.
Yeah, you'll like this one, Thaddeus. It's a fellow mole.
Another mole.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, Captain, did anybody call this in, provide a tip? Did someone stumble upon this? What happened?
Yeah, it was one of those, one of them street performers heading back after a day's work found it. Rang for the watch, they rang a bell, and here we are. They haven't touched anything too much, so have a look. So he leads you back, and you see there is indeed a dead body stretched on the cobblestones. It is a mole. He's wearing, like, formal, sort of fancy clothes, but nothing too ostentatious or expensive. Sort of like a black velvet doublet. He's lying on his back, his sort of hands splayed out, and Captain Chaser points to one of the hands, and he's like, "We found out who he is. His name is Marcos Markarov. And it's his job that's really troublesome. Markarov is a bag mole for the Black Mass gang. He collects in the businesses and pays off to them. And here's where the trouble really starts. And he points to a hat that is held in Markarov's paw, and it is a jester's cap. It's got those, like, red and green patches and the bells on the end. So he's like, looks like a pretty open and shut case. The Jolly Jesters did this. And that means we're going to have a gang war on our hands.
We know for certain if the Jesters did this. Could
Yeah,
be
how,
that someone.
how do you know that somebody didn't just put that hat right there in order to create a little switcheroo situation,
Exactly.
causing trouble where there ain't any?
He thinks it over. He's like, yeah, it's a possibility. Though I don't know, right now everyone profits from the peace. Who would profit from war?
Well, that's something we'd best find out.
Yeah, definitely. But what also you got to do is make sure that war doesn't happen. It'd be real bad for business.
All right.
What you got to do, go over to the Ringtail Casino. It's where the Black Mass Gangs operates out of, and talk to Tomasz Nux. Nux has already found out. He's going to be ready for war. You got to make sure he doesn't do anything. Then I'd recommend checking out the Jolly Jesters. Even if they were framed, they might have the urge to strike first, which would be just as bad.
Could it be a double framing?
Could be, yeah. And then there's something. Oh yeah, go ahead, Willis.
They do the murder. They plant the evidence of themselves to make it look like it was a framing that they've been framed, but it really wasn't. Well, I guess we'll figure that out, won't we? Now by talking to people.
Yeah, all right, Willis. You and your theories.
Just curious, Captain. Is this hat just like a general one? Did it just give them out? Like here's your standard jester hat, or is this like an identifiable hat of somebody known in the jesters?
I'm not sure. I don't really truck much with those theater animals. As far as I know, no particular Jolly Jester wears that particular hat. And there is some. Oh yes, go ahead, Reese.
I said, of course, that would be too easy. But
yeah, I know. We should be so lucky. And there is something else that's worrisome. I don't know how it fits in. Word on the street is that the Stinking Companions are in town. They're a mercenary company. An all skunk Landschnecks. I don't know what they're doing here.
Would they profit from war?
I mean, they are mercenaries,
So
but usually. So I suppose you're right. They would.
So it seems like someone was smelling blood in the water or had a heads up.
Could be. Usually they don't start the wars themselves, though.
Seems like we'll have to go talk to all the factions and figure this out.
We'll get to the
Yeah.
bottom of it, Captain.
I hope you do.
And then you'll finally let me out of this godforsaken city, right?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Molansky.
Of course.
Yeah. Hey, you want to be careful. Look over here. It looks like someone's knocking off moles.
Hey, watch what you say in front of my friend.
Yeah.
That's you, Reese. Always going your own way. All right. You guys know what to do. Go do your jobs. I'm going to see if I can get this mess cleaned up.
Captain.
All right. So are you guys heading to the Ringtail Casino first or checking out the Jolly Jesters?
Well, listen, folks, I'm not going to be any use at the Ringtail Casino. They hate my guts over there. Nook and I don't really see eye to eye. I am quite taller than him.
Tomash Nux is a raccoon. So that makes sense. All right. So Dick Wolf, you're heading to the Jolly Jesters then?
Well, if anyone else wants to join me,
I probably
feel
would
free.
be better off at speaking to the jesters.
Wonderful.
Thanks to Willis.
All right, so it sounds like we got Reese and Dick Wolf heading to the Jesters, and Cy, Thaddeus, and Willis. You guys want to go to the Ringtail Casino?
Sounds like a good time.
Needing to scope that place out. Casino's definitely going to have a lot of things to it.
Good point.
I guess I actually am. I have plus something on the Jesters. Maybe I should go see them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be useful for those faction moves.
Yeah.
So you're going to go with the Jesters?
Yeah, I've got plus 2 on them, so I will see my friends.
And Cy and I
Alright.
can go to the casino.
Okay. Cy, is that the plan?
Yeah, sure.
That's okay.
My
All right.
parents aren't too keen on me, but I can always twist it or something.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
minds.
low factions, going to see factions that hate you, like, that's what storytelling's all about. Like, that's... love doing that. Okay, so let's check in with the Ringtail Casino, and then we'll see what's happening with the Jolly Jesters. Okay. Outside, poised above the door, a giant grinning clockwork raccoon head smiles at patrons, snapping its wooden jaws and begging passerby to come in and lose their money. But inside, there's no merriment to be found. The roulette wheel stands silent, and no cards rest on the numerous tables. Instead of gamblers, 2 score of Tomash Nux's top goons lounge around, sipping ale and munching on oysters. These raccoons, prairie dogs, and coyotes ready crossbows, daggers, and cudgels. Artemisia de Leon, flamboyantly dressed and crowned in gold, waits in the balcony overlooking everything as the door opens. Master Vadervelt, a hedgehog in a gold doublet, strolls out, followed by Nux himself. The raccoon is dressed in somber black with an elegant white ruff of pure lace and looks worried. So Master Van Vadervelt and Tomash Nux himself are chatting. What else is going on? Artemisia de Leon, who is the bodyguard and chief enforcer of the Black Mask Gang, she is this like golden lion tamarin, just this brilliant orange gold fur, and wearing like beautiful, exquisitely tailored like trousers, doublet with this rapier and the sash at her side. She nimbly leaps down, swings over, and plops right in front of you guys. Instead of folds her hands. She says, "Sigh." And is it Thaddeus?
Thaddeus Malinsky.
Ah, I'm afraid we're not really having visitors today.
Well, we're kind of on an investigation. We need to talk to your boss, so if you could,
If I could.
let us by.
She looks back and she sees that he's still in conversation with this hedgehog. So I think someone's gonna have to try a persuade here.
And that's plus charm, right?
Yes.
My charm is -1.
Okay.
I could try something.
Sai, you want to try it, or is there a move you can do here?
I can do threatening visage, which is when I persuade an NPC with open threats or make it sealed, I roll with might instead of charm. So,
Yeah,
know
by all
Leon-
means, threaten. Yeah, go ahead. That sounds very cool.
to Leon, we could easily get rid of you in one way or another. It would be easier if you could just let us pass.
Ooh. All right. Threat made. Okay, go ahead and roll persuade.
I'll help out if you need it.
Could be. I might need that help. With my might, I turned a 4 into a 6.
Okay, and I'll help
So-
out by saying, we're officers of the law. We don't need to answer the games. If we say we need to enter and speak to your boss, then we gotta speak to your boss. And I'll mark exhaustion to give him a +1.
All right, nice. Brings it to a 7. Okay, she says, she's like, all right, fine. You're right. It isn't worth the trouble, but I'm going with you. And in case you get a little bit too big for your britches, I'll be sure and cut you down.
I'd like to see you try. For sure.
So the three of you head inside. You walk by the tables where these other goons are lounging, readying their weapons, and you go over to the Hedgehog, Master Van Vadervelt, and Tomasz Nux himself. So Nux is saying so you're certain money will be safe, because I'm an animal who deeply values certainty. And Van Vadervelt is like, well, there's certain amounts of liquidity in the market these days, but yes, we can certainly see a return on your investment. And yes, that is a certainty. Nux is like, well, it's a pleasure doing business with you. And they shake paws. Van Vadervelt heads away, and you can tell he's a little bit distasteful of just being here. Nux looks over to you two. He's definitely annoyed that you guys were bumping into his conversation. And he's like, ugh, the gentle beast from the watch. What do you want?
Well, seems there's been a murder that happened. We're hoping.
Oh, yeah, I heard. Marcos was a good man, a good mole. And we're going to go and avenge him. Make those jesters pay.
And you're certain that it was the jesters, or are you just making assumptions?
Everyone knows the beef between you two. They could have just as easily planted jester paraphernalia on him. Make it look like it was them.
Anyone else who might want you gone out of the, besides the jesters?
He's like, well, let me tell you something. There's creatures in this very room who want me gone. When you get to be at my level, you have so many enemies and so very few friends. That doesn't really narrow it down.
Right. Let's put it another way. Do you know anyone who might, as they say, profit from the two of you going at it?
That is tricky to say. a war, and that's why I was so hesitant to do this. A war is going to be very bad for business. It's going to
Yes, it
scare
is.
away the tourists, and that's what this the Motley Maze needs. So I don't know anyone who would want to jeopardize that.
There are a couple people who would profit from a war. Some very smelly mercenaries who've come into the city recently.
Oh, that's true. And of course, the police might profit. More reason for you to be walking your beats and getting into trouble. Ask for some improved salaries, that sort of thing.
Like I care what the watch wants. I'm just here on business.
Watch only
Good
benefits
point.
so much. All out chaos doesn't really benefit the watch. The watch that just leaves more work for us.
Hmm.
And as we try and keep the peace. So war is the opposite, as they say.
So he thinks about it and he's like, well, I suppose I can hold off on immediately going to war if you can promise to find me the creatures responsible.
I think we can maybe slide some
Excellent.
information your way.
Excellent. There's tonight I'm going to be taking out, and that's why the timing of this is particularly awful. Tonight I'm the maiden voyage of the Fortune, this new riverboat that I'm going to be sailing out on from Shackshore. I'll be there along with some of the city notables, of course, the good captain. And you know what? Why don't you come aboard as well? Should be a fun time.
Well,
So, this riverboat, does it have a way out of the city by any chance?
I suppose it could. It's usually going to sail pretty close to the city, but maybe if my paws are crossed with enough silver, it can make a little detour.
I actually have a move exactly for this.
Oh, all right, let's do
Maybe
it.
you could spare a rowboat, you know, for someone who might want to take a little vacation to a little, I don't know, resort outside, maybe. I'm going to use word on the street. When you spend time in a clearing, I don't know if the casino counts as a clearing or not.
Yeah, I mean, the whole city is a clearing, technically.
Okay. When you spend time in a clearing talking with locals, roll with finesse. On a hit, you catch wind of a nearby unexplored wonder or ruin. Someone promises to take you to it for a fair fee.
Okay,
Let's roll with finesse.
yeah, let's do it.
Do 6 plus 2 is a 10.
All right, so that means it's going to be, so the normal, if you succeed, it would be 1 value. Now he's going to ask for 2 value of coin or gear. So yeah, he'll be like, I'd be happy to make sure the maiden voyage is very rewarding for you for the right price. But maybe we should finish discussing this out of earshot of your friend here.
Of course. Don't worry about it, Si. You know me.
All right, well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. And he kind of motions for his creatures to stand down. Maybe I can get some business done today. In the meantime, find me that killer.
yeah.
We're
All right,
on it.
so
We're officers of the law, don't you know?
okay, so meanwhile, let's check in on the other 3 who are going to visit the Jolly Jesters. So you guys are going to go to visit Lucky Lucia, the leader, and they're at an inn and theater called the Bounteous Banquet. Definitely a lot smaller than the Ringtail Casino. It's this inn doubles as a theater, dinner theater. Very gaudily painted building, lots of these crazy colors outside, elaborate wooden signage that's shifting and dancing always in the wind. Right now, though, the shows are canceled because of gang war. You guys come in, and the Jolly Jesters, who are mostly sort of spiked creatures, porcupines, hedgehogs, maybe an echidna or two, all dressed in like very elaborate. They've like painted a dye on their fur, on their spines, and a lot of them do have either like jester caps or crazy masks of other creatures or like leering faces or dragons or insects. Sort of they're a very over the top gang uniform, and they're also like getting ready for war as you guys come in. You can see Lucky Lucia, who is a porcupine, like on the stage. Yeah, very, very commedia dell'arte. Yes, yeah. Sai mentioned that in the chat. Absolutely true. So, Lucky Lucia, she's got like, a huge jester's cap on, all her like spikes going everywhere. And she has like an elaborate painted face, big red cheeks. And as you guys come in, like the jesters are going to be doing a little bit of singing music, but they all fall totally silent as you three enter. So you've entered the bounteous banquet. What do you guys do?
Dick steps in. All right, Lucky. Listen, I don't want to be here very long, so you're going to answer some questions for me if that's okay.
She's like, whoa. What makes you think I want you to be here very long or at all, Mr. Wolf?
Listen, either I'm in your hair for a little bit or I'm in your hair for a long time. Or should I say your spikes?
Oh, comment with the spikes. I'm very used to that. What do you want? You and your scaly friend and your furry friend, your other furry friend. You are also furry.
Well, listen, I'm just here to inform you of the murder on the streets, although I'm sure you're plenty aware of that by now. Know anything about that?
You can tell she's like, look, we pay to the Black Masks who pay you, so you won't bother us about this sort of thing.
That's a very terse answer for someone who needs some help. I don't trust her. If you pay so much, you should have answers.
Lucky.
Okay, I think Willis is saying something here.
Did you know that they used to call porcupines urchins? And that's why sea urchins have their name. Now, we are people of the street. We are, not the well-to-do, the wealthy. We are not ones, we profit somewhat, but not as much as others. Others profit so much more. The wealth divide is crazy. Anywho, what I'm saying is that we are all in this together. And I think there's somebody trying to set you up. For sure. Certainly.
All right.
But
okay.
I'm gonna need some answers from you.
All right. So I think someone's gonna have to roll a persuade or maybe try to figure someone out.
Okay. Sorry, I have my character sheet. Is that charm? Where's the PDF?
Persuade is charm. Figure someone out is also charm.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Ooh. Okay, +1, 4, 2, 6, 7.
Is that for figure someone out or for charm?
For figure someone out.
Okay, so that's pretty good. With that, you can have one question, like, what is your character really feeling? What does your character intend to do? What does your character wish I do? Or how could I get your character to something?
How can I get them to side with us?
Ooh. All right. I think you realize that she is hiding something.
Okay.
But it might not be that they were involved in Markarov's murder. So you really just got to give Alpha, her, and her people protection, or like not letting that secret get out, or protection. Offering protection is what they want.
Okay.
Safety.
All right. Lucky, we ain't got much, but what we do have is a lot of wolf power. I look at Dick. We got a lot of not manpower because we ain't men.
Well,
Animal
what we
power?
do have is investigative prowess. So we'll find who the murderer is. That's no question. Once I find my mark, I'll never stop biting. So we can guarantee you that much.
But in order to protect you, seems like you're hiding something. I think we need to know exactly what that is.
Ooh. Okay. So she hops down from the stage, and she sort of she waves a paw. A lot of the other creatures start busying themselves with like readying their weapons or going back to some singing or playing their instruments. And she like leans closer and she's like, we make decent amount of money from the theaters and in our inns and ale houses, and maybe not all of it gets to Nux. He's got enough. That raccoon, just from his loan sharking operations alone, he's grown fat. So I've been skimming a little. But I didn't kill Markarov, and nobody in the Jolly Jesters did, or I would have known about it.
Trust you. Because I have the thing on my character sheet that says I trust you.
I trust you too, Willis.
However, do you have any enemies?
She's like, enemies. Well, that is tricky. Nux might like to have me gone, especially if he figures out I've been skimming. But I wouldn't call him exactly an enemy. He's learned to work with me. Same with the watch. So I don't know.
Oh, what about a certain Vincent van Vendervelt?
Van Vadervelt?
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, he's one of those uptown gilded guild people, isn't
Aren't
he?
hedgehogs the enemy of porcupines?
Porcupines?
Yeah, like a hedgehog,
No.
like a house porcupine. They're like a
No.
fancy version of you.
She's like,
Less
I have
cool
this.
spikes.
She's like, we spiky creatures usually like each other.
All right.
So I wouldn't say that. And yeah, they rarely like coming down here. They prefer, more refined entertainments. I really don't think Van Vadervelt and his ilk like the maze at all.
Would they dislike it so much they wanted to create a war to end it?
She thinks about it and she's like, if there was some way of getting profit from that, maybe.
Yeah, greed is bad.
Mm.
Not good. Always be opening.
Okay. Reese. Meanwhile, you notice you are near the entrance, and you notice something that all of these the jesters in their hurry to prepare for a possible war have overlooked. There is actually a package that is left outside on the doorstep. Maybe you're kind of close to the door so you can look back and see it. And it's about, it's a pretty decently sized package, about half the size of you. And it is labeled to Lucky Lucia from Tomasz Nux.
Got it. Okay. Then I would say probably something like, excuse me, Miss Lucia. I see that you are busy preparing for, the upcoming possible engagement, but don't you think your theater company would be best just preparing what for you always do the best, is the performances, bringing the entertainment to the people, and of course, keeping your eyes on what shows up at your doorstep. you have a package?
Ooh. She's like, well, I do love a package, and the show must go on. We do have to defend ourselves. She looks over the package and she's like, oh, Nuck sent this. I see Willis is asking some really good questions about, is it ticking or smelling like explosions? Let's see.
I do.
You know what, Willis? Why don't you roll? You could roll read a 10 situation. I think some of the questions could apply to this.
Okay.
Examine the package.
What's the plus for that one?
That's going to be cunning.
Okay. Ooh, I'm pretty dumb. And minus.
I'd be happy to take a look at the package.
Yeah.
If,
All right.
Actually,
Bomb sniffing dog.
Can you check the handwriting and see if it actually matches up with their handwriting? You know.
Yeah. I'll think back.
See if it's a forgery, and then also see if it's an explosion.
All right.
Okay.
I have a
Like
plus,
a bomb.
I have a +3 cunning because I have a plus, just the regular +1, and then I'm also well read. So that is a 10 total.
Nice.
Wow. Okay, so you could ask 3 questions, and whenever you follow through on them, you get a +1 for the read a 10 situation move.
3
I can see a few of them applying here.
Here, let me pull up read a 10 situation.
Oh yeah. What's in the box?
What should I be on the lookout for?
Okay, definitely what is in the box is dangerous.
Who or what is most vulnerable to me? I guess who's most vulnerable in the room to it currently?
Actually, it's Reese because he's like close to it.
And one more question.
Yeah. 3 for a 10 plus. Yes.
What's my best way? What's my best way into the package to disarm it or stop it?
Ooh, I would say just like smashing it would do a good job.
Wolf shouts to Reese, "Toss that out the door now!"
Okay, that shall do.
And Dick pulls out his blunted his bow with blunted arrows and takes a shot at the package.
Ooh, okay. Reese, go ahead and give me a wreck something roll to like throw this, and we'll see what happens there.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so wreck something is roll with might.
Yep, straight dice. 5 and 5 for 10.
Oh wow, a 10. Okay, so this is like a very cool action scene. Reese, you like grab it, you chuck it out in midair. Dick Wolf like whips out his gun, fires at it. You know, it's in slow motion. It shatters. Inside, you see there is a scorpion. And like for you guys in this world, insects and arachnids and stuff are like, you know, the equivalent of dogs or cats or bigger animals in our world. And this scorpion's pretty big. Probably come up to like your waist. It's a big, nasty looking scorpion. Yeah, the wood shatters. The scorpion like falls over to the cobblestones. It's looking a little dazed and injured, but it starts like heading over towards you guys to attack.
You shall not pass.
I want to set it on fire and use my arsonist move.
All right, let's do Willis do that, and then we'll check back on Golden Reese. I think you do have a cool move there.
Which is if I wreck something with fragrantly dangerous means. So I roll with luck instead of might. And my luck is +2.
Yes.
Okay, please do. Let's so what are you doing to the scorpion?
I'm gonna set it on fire.
Oh, awesome.
With what?
Like a fire.
I mean,
I have like a Molotov cocktail or something. Like
you just carry one around with you in the pocket all the time?
Yeah. As one does. Or maybe I just have some TNT. I'll just blow it up.
Okay. I mean, there are lots of alcoholic drinks inside this inn. It's like an ale house.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Then, yeah, I just quickly fashion a Molotov cocktail to toss at the scorpion.
All right. Yeah, so go ahead and roll wreck something, and you can use luck.
Cool. Okay, 6 + 3 is really bad. 9 + 2, 11.
Ooh, very good. Okay. This Molotov cocktail smashes onto the scorpion, sets it on fire, doing a lot of damage. It just smells delicious cooking scorpion smell, and it's rushing straight at the door on fire. Another good hit should take it out, and that'll be like the conclusion. This exciting Jolly Jester showdown there. So Golden Reese, it's coming straight for you. What are you doing there?
I think I should perhaps just try to stop it so that Dick can shoot it better than I can swing. My guy's not really the best at the damage.
Okay.
So what I was going to do is I was going to say I have a move called "You Shall Not Pass," which I basically stand in the way of whatever tries to get at other people that I care about.
Oh, sure.
And if I roll well enough, it cannot get past me.
Oh man, super
And then
heroic.
they should be able to just hit it, while it's there. So that's what I was thinking of doing.
All right, yeah. So go ahead and roll.
So it's
Roll with charm
yeah, roll with charm.
for You Shall Not Pass.
Oh no, let's see. 3 + 1 is 4, + 2 is 6. So I miss.
That is a miss.
So that's bad. So on a miss, your enemy's find or create a way past you that makes your situation far worse.
Yes, I am going to say. So you're standing there to block it. What do you think messes you up? How does it get by you?
I want to say that the maybe one of the pieces of wood that was like from the box was like behind me, and as I backed up to stand, like I sort of my heel went off of it or something, fell down.
Oh no! All right, so you fall onto your back. The scorpion crawls over you. It gives you like a nasty jab with those pincers. Dick Wolf, what are you doing here?
Wolf glares at Willis and says, you had to light it on fire, make it scarier.
And I should say, sorry, Golden Reese, you are going to take 1 injury from that.
Oh, I take more than that. I take 2.
Oh no! Okay, well you see some medical attention after this.
Wolf is gonna do like a roll. Well, actually, it's on fire, so I'm not gonna try to engage it in melee.
One
Wolf,
time setting something on fire doesn't work.
Disarm is a melee action, correct?
Yes, you would have to engage in melee with it.
Okay.
With your strikes at close range. Yes.
In that case, then I'll just take a shot with the bow, the blunted bow, which causes, I believe, exhaustion, not injury.
Okay. Yeah. Give me target someone with that one.
Target someone, and is that?
That is finesse.
Oh boy, Wolf's aim is not as good as it used to be. Oh boy, a 4.
Oh no. All right, I'm gonna say you fire. It just goes wide. This scorpion's gonna take out half the party before it's done. It lands on you, Dick Wolf.
Oh.
In fact, I'm gonna say you do take 1 injury. I'm gonna say at this point our 2 friends, Cy and Thaddeus, they finished up getting the war to stop in the casino, the Ringtail Casino. Now they come around the corner to check on the rest of the group in the bounteous banquet, and they see, the door open, a fiery scorpion tackling Dick Wolf. The Jester's in terror. It's like not a good thing to walk into.
Oh, that's always something.
They seem to have the situation handled.
Nope. And Sai just runs in there.
Okay, Sai, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna pull out my long sword and charge at it.
All right, so give me an engage in melee. We're doing a special move here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a vicious strike after. Which my longsword does have that tag, so I can do this.
Which move are you doing?
Vicious strike.
Oh, okay, vicious strike. Very cool.
Um,
All right, so mark an exhaustion, rolling with might.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good. 11.
Nice.
Whoa.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's like 2 harm right there. And I would say because the fire already damaged a lot, like that takes it out. How do you dispatch this scorpion, Sai?
I think I just sort of just run at it, pulling out the long sword and just sort of go from like just jam it into the side of the scorpion and just sort of like take a few steps forward and then just continue the swing.
Oh yeah, you just like cleave it apart. Scorpion guts fly everywhere.
Oh,
Dick, Wolf, Willis, you are drenched in them. Pretty
All
gross.
right, Dick.
damn it, Sai. I told you to do things non-violently. I was going to...
Non-violently.
This
So a
whole
scorpion-
this whole
scorpion
force
was
is
gonna
obsessed.
kill you if I hadn't done anything. Jesus.
If it were me in your position, I would have just taken the tail off, let it run off.
You do realize that cutting the tail off would eventually kill it with time, right?
Well,
Lucky Lucia's like, let's focus on the big picture here. Who
was there
male? Sorry, go ahead, Thaddeus.
But no, I think we're coming to the same conclusion. Why was there a scorpion here?
Exactly. Who mailed that scorpion?
oh,
Supposedly it was Thomas, but I don't think that's true. Like, we just got back from talking with him, and he doesn't think it's very profitable to do this, and it's not like his style, really.
Thaddeus, you are a cartographer. You're good at drawing maps. Maybe you could identify handwriting as well, perhaps? See, this is a forgery indeed.
I was thinking about that. Do you have the package the scorpion came in?
So
Ugh,
I'm sure we can find the
the remains.
the tag, the
Yeah.
call tag on it.
Where
It was shattered in a
first
very-
sent?
It was destroyed in a dramatic fashion, but you can find enough of the pieces to get a look at the tag, so you can see the handwriting.
I'm going to try out a move for this. It's watch the signs. When you first attune yourself to a ruin or mysterious site by taking in its signs, symbols, particular traits, and layout, roll with cunning. And on a hit, hold.
Ah, okay.
If
You
that
seem pretty
works.
cool.
I know it's not really a mysterious site, but it is a mysterious package.
Right. Yeah. Now it says taking in symbols, so this does. Yeah. This definitely counts.
Mhm.
Okay.
Playing it.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
It's kind of funny. I'm playing a class whose whole thing is ruins and ancient cities and stuff.
I know. Exploring.
And I'm in just like the equivalent of Pittsburgh or something.
Yeah. Hey, there's Pittsburgh's got its secrets, I'm sure, just like this city.
Let's do this. 3, and 1 cutting. That's 7. So I hold 2. And I think
All right.
I'll
What 2
Mhm.
questions here?
I'll use the 1 hold immediately to identify the quickest path to the closest valuable treasure or knowledge. So I
Okay.
think this would be knowledge in this case.
Yes. So with that knowledge, you're able to tell that, yeah, this is not Nux's handwriting. It's a good forgery, but it is a forgery.
Nope. Nux never dots his eyes. He just does this little squiggly thing.
Sometimes Nux does a little smiley face if he's feeling, he's in a fun mood. But yeah, so the eyes are not dotted here. Yeah.
It's a
But you can
forgery.
tell if someone was trying to imitate the handwriting.
Now the question is, whose handwriting is this? Have you seen this before? And he kind of turns to, what's her name?
Lucia?
Yeah, Lucia.
She looks it over and she's like, no. Then again, I don't really pay much attention to the handwriting. I like it when paws are clapping, not writing notes.
And that's how you end up with scorpions here.
Okay, well, thank you.
No,
Well-
perhaps you go ahead.
Oh, yes, go. Oh, okay. I was going to say maybe it's time we pay a visit to the post office and shake down some of the delivery boys and see what kind of people delivered this package.
Could be. If it was even them who delivered it, not just some servants of whoever it was who left it here on the doorstep.
Yeah,
This is true.
There's one guild, one faction we haven't visited, and again, I've said this before, but it's the damn bankers. I don't trust them.
Why do you always think it's the bankers?
Bankers are bad. Banks are evil. Interest shouldn't exist. Not a good thing.
I did just see one of the representatives of the guild talking with Nux. Maybe they were trying to strike a deal about like that, maybe some investment of theirs. Maybe.
But I think they're in cahoots with the mercenaries that are in town. So
Possibly. Maybe the like Nux put out a loan or like some sort of what do they call that? Like insurance, and if maybe the bank's profits from Nux being out of the picture.
no. Didn't the y'all who visited Nux, did it seem like they wanted a war?
I mean, we
Not
didn't really
particularly.
talk with the representative, but Nux didn't really seem too keen on it. He's all about profit, and war isn't profitable for anyone.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
maybe it is time we pay a visit.
I swear, if this whole thing is just an elaborate insurance fraud scheme, I'm going to scream.
All right,
Put it
so
past bankers.
you guys head outside into the street. As you start walking down through the cobbles. Reese, is there something you wanted to add, or?
I wanted to ask one thing first off. How does armor work?
Oh yeah, armor.
Boxes? Would that have taken the injury or not? Just out of curiosity.
It would, yeah, if you have any armor.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can mark
Mark.
wear on it to take the injury, and then when that is full,
Okay.
you can get the armor repaired as well. And then maybe some time to do that in this very game, or get injuries healed too.
Oh, okay. On our way out, if I can, I would like to try to figure out Willis on the way to there to see what they are thinking they might do next, just so I have an idea on how to back them.
Oh, okay. So this is the first time we tried figuring out a player.
Because if I do that, I can always hold one even on a miss, and then I'll have a maybe a better idea of how to combo with what Willis is thinking, in the next situation or something.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and roll charm. Let's see how you do there.
7 plus 2 is 9.
Okay, so with a 9, I think you can ask her one question.
Okay.
Unless there's any way we could help with the roll, make it a 10.
I don't know if that really would make sense with this one, because it's like inter-player.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Yeah.
So in the, I guess going forward, I would first ask this: what do you wish that I would do in the next situation to back you up, so that I can be ready, be more prepared to do like a combo thing or something.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm probably gonna do some sort of explosion-y things. Maybe just like I'll cause a distraction. So perhaps be ready for explosions. Be prepared.
Okay.
Be prepared for explosions. Always good advice.
If you see me getting that look in my eyes, like I'm gonna set something on fire or throw a stick of dynamite, back up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or, clear other people as well. Sometimes, I might not be paying too attention to
If I see the look,
if
If I
someone's
see the
in
look.
harm's way.
okay, I'll try to cover the others
Yeah.
in that moment. Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So as you are heading out, you do realize that you're being followed. You can hear some light footfalls behind you on the cobblestones. It's getting to be like kind of early afternoon at this point, so the area is getting pretty crowded. Lots of revelers heading between the businesses, but yeah, you're definitely being followed.
Should we take them on a nice walk and let them keep following us, or try to lose them?
You should confront them in a secret location.
I agree.
So take them on a nice walk.
Lure them into a
Thaddeus,
Trap.
is there a entry to the tunnels around here?
Let me see if I can use any hold.
Yeah, maybe there's a move here you can use.
Let's see. Disarm a trap or overcome a natural hazard without cause. Name a character with reach, suffer harm. Name a character in the ruin. You cross the distance to them instantly.
Ooh.
If we rework it a little bit, maybe that could work in like trapping who's ever following us into a dead end.
Oh, no, I like that. Yeah, so go ahead and spend that hold.
Out of hold.
Yes. And yeah, you like maneuver into an alley. You kind of slip behind them into a side street.
Yep.
A side alley. They go ahead, and then suddenly you guys like
circle around here.
Yeah, you circle around. Now they're stuck in the dead end. And who this person is, they're wearing like a long cloak. They have like a broad brimmed hat shading their face. And when they look up, you see it is an eye, one of those weird sort of hunched over creatures, big dark eyes, hands with like one finger a little long. Mm-hmm. This eye is like a female. She's wearing this like long, kind of tan coat with the broad brimmed hat. And no, it is not Sticky or Licky. Those two assassins. They were boys. This is a female. And she says, "Well, looks like you turned the tables on me. Wasn't expecting it. Wasn't expecting the police to be of any kind of smarts at all." The name is Cassandra Candle. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
You don't get to be part of the Hounds for nothing.
Ha ha ha.
And if you have particular skills, you're going to be part of the Hounds anyway, whether you like it or not.
Look how the turntables. Look how the tables have turned. We've tracked you now. We're the trackers to you. Who are you? Cassandra Candle? You said that already.
Yeah, the name's Cassandra. Yeah, you got that right. At least you figured that out because I told it to you.
Who are you?
I'm a private eye.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is visibly facepalms.
Is that your own pun, or did someone else give that to you?
I'm a thief taker. People hire me to recover lost goods, solve mysteries. This time, on the case of a murder, Markarov's murder, his family hired me to find out the truth. So we're on the same case.
So
what,
you trying to
what
steal our
clues
thunder,
have you uncovered? We are also figuring it out and also did real good. We know who it is.
Oh, cool.
We should all say it at the same time.
Well, not doing it. Because I haven't figured out who done it yet.
Can I roll to charm them so they'll tell me?
Because they don't know. Cassandra Candle does not know.
Okay.
She says, but I got a suggestion. And
yeah, maybe a hunch?
Yeah, and for once, I think maybe some police muscle could actually help me. You see, I think there were some witnesses to what happened. It was late at night, but that's like the street urchins and some of the street performers, they don't keep regular working hours. Maybe you guys can find some of them. I've been trying to interview them, but they're scared. Whoever did this is scary, and they're afraid they're going to get back to it. So maybe you can help me find some of the people who actually live in the maze and see if they knew what happened.
Is there an area that we can normally find them?
Yeah, all over the place. They just congregate alongside the streets. Pickpockets doing their thing. Buskers getting some coins in their hats.
Maybe we'll take some of these entertainers on some walk and talks.
Could be. Just be gentle. The maze is home to a lot of these people. I don't know if you dogs have that in your capability, but try your best.
Did you just call me a dog?
Yeah, half of us, only like 3 of us are dog or canine.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, you're dogs by association.
Okay.
I did not associate myself willingly.
Fair point.
Don't listen to him. He's a hound, whether he likes it or not. We'll get your perp and get you some information. Not a problem.
All right. So There isn't really a hit the streets move in this game, but I know some characters do have moves that are like that.
So I was gonna, yeah, that's what I was asking when we went into somebody. I was gonna try something called Friends Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, Golden Reese. I would say, like, as you start heading out of this, you actually do notice a young squirrel, a squirrel girl. You can tell is like a pickpocket. Like, you've been on the streets long enough to recognize that she's, following wealthy marks around and like, darting in, grabbing some coins in a pocket, ripping out a necklace there, and you're cutting a purse, dashing away. And you can tell this like quick moving red-furred squirrel has been on these, like, knows these streets like the back of her paw. Squirrel girl. No, this is not like the beloved Marvel Comics character Squirrel Girl. This is an actual squirrel who is a criminal, not a cool superhero.
Gotcha.
But she might be cool. Yeah. So what is the move you're going to use for her?
It's called Friends Indeed. After arriving in an area in a clearing, roll a charm and a hit. You find one or two that provide what they can in service of your collective work. On 7 and 9, they'll also tell you about a threat to your shared ideology that has arisen in the clearing. On a miss, you're caught by someone in the clearing.
All right, let's
Who
see what happens.
despises me. So I'm trying to see if I can, cater to her, herself and her, compatriots to be like, hey, we want this all to be over. I'd probably say something like, see, that's a 5 and 6. That's amazing. So that comes out to be like 13 total.
Wow.
All right, so I would say like she's maybe you like slide in front of her. She like skids to a halt, looks up at this huge Komodo dragon. What do you say to her?
I say, leave that one alone. Let him get more drunk, and then it'd be easier mark. Talk to me for a little bit. It won't take too much of your time. I need your help, please.
She's like, well, if you say so, I suppose I could stand seeing him get a little bit more drunk. What's in it for me?
Well, perhaps you would be known in aiding our cause. There's been a murder recently. We are the Watch, as you may recognize, and we need to find out some information. Perhaps you have seen something that has not been mentioned yet about the murder.
He's like,
Marcos Markov.
She's like, yeah, maybe I have. Just name's Anna, by the way. Just make it clear you didn't hear it from me.
I'll introduce myself and the immediate members around me. Thank you, Anna.
She's like, all right, so last night she kind of pulls you into a side alley to make sure that nobody's watching you. She's like, last night I was plying my trade, and I noticed this mole who was leaving some of the Jolly Jester places. And usually I don't mess with. I knew he was like Black Mask, so I kept my distance. Then this carriage rolls up and offers him a ride. He goes in for a little bit, and the carriage pulls to an alley, throws him out, except for he weren't alive no more. Then I looked at the carriage, and I didn't have didn't have license plates back then. Okay, little history for you. But they did have a coat of arms, and it was the Gilded Guild's coat of arms.
Just as good.
Yeah.
It really is the bank.
So why those bankers knocked him off? I don't know. I got out of there as fast as I could.
Anna, you have an essential Marco. Thank you, Coin. So I'll see if I can. I don't know if we have money on us or not, but I'll give her a coin or two for the time and the info.
Yeah, I mean, like, value counts as money, but like just throwing her a coin from that is like not going to be a whole value. Value is like a good amount of coins. So.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So you give her like a coin. Is just like, you don't need to mark that, but that's like her whole. It's like a big payday for a pickpocket. So Anna like takes it, bites it to test it, and then scampers away.
Well,
then you can rejoin your friends there.
So I'll tell the whole thing and be like, Willis, Dick, I think you had the right ideas.
Well,
Confirmation bias is a real thing, but also seems like I had the right hunt here.
well, maybe it's time to see what the tellers can tell us.
Oh, that was a good one.
Puns never get better. Wolf.
Dun, dun.
All right. So are you guys popping by one of the counting houses?
Yes.
I
Sounds
believe
right.
it's time.
All right. You swing over to Coiner's Corners. You go to like one of the largest counting houses where like the Gilded Guild does most of their business. Humongous like vaulted bank. As you come in, like you got lots of creatures fancily dressed running about taking care of investments. It takes a while, but you do manage to get up to one of the tellers who is handling Van Vadervelt's like business. He's like, this harried rabbit, like little spectacles and a chain going into his vest there. He's like, pawing through his papers there, looks up. Yes?
We're with the Hounds. We're just here to gather some info. Won't take up too much of your time. I'd like to use my skill, Talon on the Pulse. When I gather information about the goings-on in a clearing, roll with cunning, and I get to ask some specific questions with my skill.
Ooh, all right, go for it.
Oh, well... for 7. So I get to ask 2 of these questions.
Okay.
I think my first question is going to be, who is the local dissident? Like, who's the troublemaker in the bank?
Okay. I think he looks around to make sure no one's listening, but in the hubbub of the bank, he's pretty sure he won't be overheard. And he's like, oh, I would say Van Vadervelt. Master Van Vadervelt himself is the most troublemaker. He's always, doing business with disreputable characters. He's taken a great deal of their money and is always promising that they'll make a great deal of profit out of his investments.
Great. Then, second thing, who do you all, or what are you all afraid of in here? I understand working in the banking business comes with some dangers. So, what are you most afraid of here?
He says, well, I mean, sure if I have too many worries myself, but Van Vadervelt, he's always worried about, and this is shared by many of the senior partners, they're worried about responsible investment into the maze. The businesses there are, you've been there. It's all casinos and sleazy gambling halls. It would just be so much better if it was a nicer, more family-friendly, just businesses that would be responsible, respectable businesses that we wouldn't mind investing in. And then the maze wouldn't be such a blight on the city.
So you're looking maybe to install coffee shops, artisanal breweries with craft.
Oh, exactly.
beers.
Yes. They would love that. Those are very respectable businesses.
Buy one apartments.
Yes. The problem is, property in the maze is expensive, but if there was some, and the gangs do control it, but if there was some kind of brutal, violent power struggle that got rid of them, then perhaps the property values could decline and they could be driven out, and the vacant properties could be purchased.
Where is Master Vincent Vanderveld right now?
Oh, he was actually invited to the maiden voyage of the Fortune, the new riverboat that Tomasz Nux invited him on.
Oh, I think we got a ticket. Looks like we're going to the boat.
Looks like we're going to the boat.
Looks like it's boat time.
On a riverboat.
Can I get into my security deposit box?
Yeah, you can go there while you're here.
I take it's a picture of my wife. Look at it. Oh, Muriel. This is for you. I kissed the picture and then I put it back in the safety deposit box.
Oh man, very dramatic. All right, so by now it's like the early evening. Night comes fast, beautiful starry night. All you guys are like walking out on the docks. You head down, you go to Shack Shore, the waterfront district. There is a boat waiting for you, and you join this line of river boats, each with like lanterns in the prows being rowed out, and you head right over to the Fortune, this like massive pleasure boat, this gambling ship docked in the middle of the Big Carp River. You guys head up. You can see Nux is there, but like security is pretty light. He's got just a few guards. De Leon might be with him, but Nux himself, this is a night for the politicians, the glad handing, so he's not really expecting any trouble. And Van Vierveld is there with him as you guys approach.
Dick turns to everyone before they board and says, "Now listen, there's a lot of politicians on this boat, but I'm sure there's a lot of crew and service, so I don't want to see this go south. I don't want us to blow the boat. I'm looking at you, Willis."
I take the dynamite and I put it into my pocket.
I'm already keeping a lookout on the boat itself.
Can everyone
Escape
swim?
routes.
Because I don't think this boat's going to make it. I'm just being honest here.
Just no.
We all took swimming lessons, right?
Minimize collateral damage if you all can.
It's going to be real hard.
All right.
You always know that
Maybe
This city
you
never-
can,
Watch the signs here by any chance?
Yeah,
Tim.
go ahead and Thaddeus, go ahead and roll for watch the signs.
Right. Attune myself to a mysterious boat. 2, 5. Cunning. Okay, got an 8. So I'm holding 2.
All right, holding 2. Okay. Do you want to ask any of these right away, or?
It's not really an ask. It's like I have 2 hold, and then I spend it for one of these.
Right. Okay. Okay. Let me know when you want to use them.
No problem.
All right. So your like boat pulls up. You walk up a little sort of gangplank, and you're on the deck. You can see Nux. Right now, they got a few like buffet tables lined out. Food situation's looking pretty good. Nux is like sipping a glass of wine, talking business with Van Vierveld, who's looking a little bit nervous, a little bit on edge. And when you guys show up, he's looking very much more on edge. Oh, Sai?
Yeah, so I have one of my moves is poisons and antidotes, and I was hoping to maybe I can brew a poison, which I can mark this pollution and say what effect I want to have at a sleeplessness, any duration of death, and any. So I would like to. Let's see here. Poison requires ingestion or injection. Okay, so it's one of when I started another poison kitchen under something. So
Right.
Basically, I after hearing sort of Wolf's spiel, I'm gonna be like, I'm pulling out like this vial. Like I could add this to maybe Van Vierveld's drink or something, knock him out for a bit. Maybe something will happen to that. Just saying.
Okay, so are you coating your weapons with this poison, or are you putting it in something?
I'm gonna have it with me, and I can either like put it on a weapon, or I can put it in someone's feet to drink. So
All right, cool. Yeah, you brew that poison. That's a great move. You don't even have to roll to just make poison.
Yeah.
Mark depletion for that. Yeah.
yeah, it's when I study poison and its effect to make an antidote that the GM will tell me what special ingredient I'll need. Um, but I do mark depletion to make.
Okay. All right. So I think as you guys are coming in, Van Vierveld looks at you and he kind of realizes, like, it's up. It's time. So then the central doors slam open, but it's not servants who emerge, but skunks, and the most fantastically garbed skunks you've ever seen. Brilliant pantaloons and bulging sleeves in bold primary colors. Red and green, blue and yellow, puffed and slashed, mixed with berets, helmets, and broad-brimmed hats alive with plumes. Their large tails wiggle behind them as they hoist halberds, crossbows, and massive double-handed or double-pawed broadswords. It can be none other than the Stinking Companions. I'm dreadfully sorry, good Tamash, Van Vaderveld calls, as three of the companions wheel out a cannon. But it's for the good of the city. We want a safe Motley maze, a clean maze, a family-friendly maze to invest in. And for that, a gang war is needed to clear away the refuse. He faces the leader, an ancient skunk with an eye patch. Colonel Stunk, he orders. Earn your pay. All right, so the battle has begun between you guys and the Stinking Companions. Nux, poor Nux is right there in the middle. Let's have, just as I lost the my handy paper with all the important notes about the attacks on there. All right, that's okay. Let's have, let's see. So let's have Thaddeus start things out. I know he has something. He has that move prepared.
Hey, watch the signs. So, who was our mark again? Next to Nux.
Next to Nux right now is Van Vierveld, who was, the culprit. He's the one who's masterminded this whole thing.
Right. I'm going to spend one hold to identify the quickest path to the. Now, name. This is what I was looking for. Name a character in the ruin. You cross the distance to them instantly. Yeah. Gonna use that again.
All right. So who you closing in on?
Van
Vierveld?
Van Vierveld.
Lots of V's in the name.
Vierveld.
Yes. You appear like you maneuver your way expertly around this boat, and you're like right next to him.
You're under arrest, Van Vierveld. I don't know
He's
if I
like,
can.
Oh, come now. I'm rich. Can I just pay you off as usual?
Well, I've already bribed somebody, and he's over there, so no. Sorry, you should have done that first.
Ooh. Okay, he's not really armed, so you can are you gonna throw him in a headlock or smash him against something?
I do have another move for this. Unstable ground. When you use a rough or chaotic environment, slippery rocks, a crowded market, a bunch of skunk mercenaries, to gain an advantage over your opponents in a fight, you can grapple them using finesse instead of might. So I'm going to put him in a headlock.
All right, awesome. Do you need to roll for that, or does it just happen?
Yes. I got a grapple, but it's with finesse instead of might. It's a 2. That's a 5 plus 2. 9 altogether.
Ooh. Okay, so that's 9 for a grapple.
Yep.
All right, very good. Let me check the results for that one real quick for grapple.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Here we go. Grapple. Okay. Okay, let's see. So you get to pick, choose simultaneously. Yeah, he's not really hard. So you can do. Which one are you gonna do? A fast blow? Wear them down?
I'm gonna mark 1 exhaustion to inflict 2 injury on him.
Nice. Yeah, you just grab him in this, you wrap your arm around his head, carefully avoiding his spines, and then you just swing the fist up, pound into him. He's just spittle flies out of his mouth. He's totally pinned. He was not prepared for this.
Awesome.
All right, let's check in with Golden Reese. So we got the skunks are charging towards you. They have a cannon, and there is their captain, Colonel Stunk, who is their leader. These guys are mercenaries, though, so they might not want to fight to the death.
Okay. All right. So if the crowd dispersed, I'm going to go with my other move that I tried before, and I'm going to try to stick. I think, in front of everybody. But I think I'm going to take that pointed arrowhead and like put it in the back of my belt, just so that it's like grabbable by Dick in case he wants to get
Wow.
to it. And I'm going to stand in front of those people, and I'm going to say, "You shall not get the rest of the watch." I'm going to try to see if I can hold my own. That's a 6 and a 4 plus 2, so that's 12.
Whoa.
So I stand there. I cannot move now.
Oh man.
I
Yes.
cannot move.
You are immovable.
Yep. So I have to brace myself. But on a 10 plus, I choose one, and I will say that, I'm just going to stay there. I cannot retreat. So that way, hopefully they cannot get behind me.
Right. All right. So you're just like holding your ground, swinging your mace, and all of these this mercenary, the skunks, their captain. The cannon is still being like kind of aimed at Nux. The cannon is the big problem now. But right now, the skunks themselves cannot get past Colden Reese. The lizard is just standing strong. All right, Dick Wolf, what are you doing here?
While Reese is holding back the skunks, can Dick sneak in and kind of just grab the cannon and move it, or try to subdue it with one of my moves, perchance?
Yes, please. Yeah.
When I aim to subdue an enemy quickly and non-lethally, I can engage in melee with cunning instead of might. So I don't know what a non-lethal attack on a cannon looks like, but
I mean, cannons aren't alive, so you can't kill them.
there you go.
But yeah, I get what you're doing here. Like you're kicking it aside so it cannot fire on Nux.
Yeah. Oh boy, that is going to be a 7.
Okay, and this is for engage in melee. Or at the 7, so you get to pick one. You can inflict serious harm on the cannon. You can either suffer a little harm, because otherwise you will get hurt. Like one of the cannon crew will take a stab at you and hurt you. Shift your range or impress, dismay, or frighten.
I cannot choose to inflict serious harm. So,
okay.
Sorry.
You can avoid their harm, change your range, or impress, dismay, or frighten the gun crew.
I'll frighten the gun crew as I run up and kind of grab the cannon and I start barking at them.
Oh man. Yeah, they like arch their tails. And it looks like they're gonna start spraying you with some stink, but they get pretty scared too. Those barks are scary. Cool. And they like start backing up away from the cannon as you shove it to the side.
So that's an injury on me?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say you get sprayed.
Okay. The leather armor that I'm wearing kind of takes the stink and shrivels up. Oh,
I was actually.
You got something?
I have my protector connection with Mr.
Oh,
Wolf,
excellent.
Which was I can mark exhaustion to take a blow meant for them, and then if I do, I take +1 ongoing to weapon moves for the rest of the scene.
Oh man! All right, so this very dramatic move, like the skunks, you bark at the skunks, they're panicking. One of the skunk mercenaries just like spins around, shoots out a glob of stink. It's flying through the air, and then suddenly Sai like jumps out, rushes in front of you, and takes the stink for you. Sai, you can mark 1 injury. You smell really bad. It's like so bad that it actually does hurt you. Skunk smell is really bad, guys. Like I don't know if you ever smelled it, but like it's bad. Love skunks. They're adorable, beautiful creatures. So cute, but very smelly.
Gotta get some tomato soup. Bathe in it.
Yeah, I gotta bathe in tomato soup for a while after this one.
Freaking skunks.
All right, let's go check on Willis and then back with Sai.
All right.
So the mercenaries are being held at bay. The cannon's pretty much distracted.
Okay.
The Colonel Stunk is still kind of around though. He's with his crew.
Would you say like the mercenaries are kind of like around the cannon?
Yeah, some of them are. The gun crew are. Most of them are kind of flocking around Golden Reese, who's holding them back.
Okay. I want to use create to destroy, where I could use available materials to rig a dangerous device.
Wonderful.
So I want to throw dynamite into the cannon.
Let's do it.
Okay. And then on a 10 plus, I choose one. Effect 7 or 9, choose 2, and then. So let's see.
Let's see what happens with this
Dick's kind of holding on to the cannon as this is happening and looks back at Willis.
That's a 6, not a 9, and a 2. So 8, and then that's finesse plus 1. Okay, 9. Oh, okay. So
2 problems.
I'm gonna say that it is more dangerous than intended. And larger and more unwieldy than intended.
Officer
right.
down.
So you throw the dynamite into the cannon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it goes off. Dick Wolf, give me a luck roll. Let's see what happens.
Well, Dick Wolf's neither lucky nor unlucky.
Okay, that could be good.
6.
Okay, that's pretty unlucky. Unless someone can pop in and assist.
Oh, I can't move. Sorry.
I actually do.
I don't know how to.
Thaddeus, you got something here?
I've got some armor, but
Okay, what happened is the cannon blows up, the gun crew is like hurled back, but also Dick Wolf is hurled off, so he's gonna go like over the side of the boat and crash down unless someone can save him. Yeah.
I
Do you
have some.
have a relationship to help?
Me?
I think Thaddeus has something, yeah.
Does it do anything? What was it? Here? Not really, but I do have 1 hold left.
Okay.
So, name a character within reach about to suffer harm. You suffer it instead.
Oh man. All right. It would just be the 1 harm, because it's going into the water. So how do you save Dick Wolf from being thrown overboard?
Well, after I handcuff Van Vender, I'm
Van
calling him
Vaderveld.
Vivi,
Yeah.
so I can remember his name. After I handcuff him, I see Dick about to fly over the edge, and it's like, no! And I block it, and I go into the drink instead.
Ooh. All right. So you splash into the water. You're going to take 1 harm because it's kind of a hard, that surface tension thwaps into you, so it hurts.
damn it,
But you're
Thaddeus,
still
you
up.
have too much to live for. I'm an old haggard wolf.
No.
Let me die instead.
Oh, shut up, Dick.
All right, Sai. The skunks are pretty much being held at bay. You can see their colonel, this like old, grizzled, eye-patched, gaudily dressed skunk Landschneck, who is like the huge, this Vihander, the big double-handed broadsword. He's there in their midst, so he's the commander of these mercenaries.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna pull out that poison and choke my sword as I draw it, and go for a swing, see if I can put him out.
Oh man! All right, so this is going to be engage in melee. You're thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Over here. Sorry, I'll just roll. I guess it's with might.
Yeah, this is a roll with might.
That's so close to being max.
Ooh, somebody could assist, perhaps. Everybody's on the deck.
That's like as in max on the dice.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I think that's a total of 13.
Oh, and whoa! All right, so you have to pick 3 of those bonuses.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going down. He's getting knocked out by this blow.
Okay. Engaging melee. Okay. So I get to pick 3. Oh wow. Okay. Let's suffer little harm. I'll shift my range 1 step and frighten the rest of the mercenaries.
Ooh, okay. So I think like you leap in, he swings down this huge sword. How do you stab him or slash him with this poisoned
I think
knockout blade?
so. Basically, the vial, like as I was pulling my longsword out of the sheath, the the poison was coating the sword as I'm drawing it, and then I go in for the swing underneath Stonk's sword, like basically ducking under and doing an upswing. And he sort of, if you don't mind me describing this, he like it's like that whole like he's not sure like what happened, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh no, and just flops over.
Oh, definitely. He like takes a few steps, and then he just like he tilts to the side. His elaborate, huge plumed helmet falls off, bounces on the deck, and he is knocked out. So with that, like because you chose to impress, dismay, or frighten, the other skunk mercenaries who were being held at bay by like a Komodo dragon, they realize like, oh, this job is probably not worth it. So they start like lowering their blades and backing off, and their ostensible employer has been beaten up, so he can't say anything. So as they're like backing away, Artemisia de Leon hops up, lands next to Nux, draws her sword, and Nux just like looks at the skunks and says like, if you leave, you can still keep your lives. And they instantly start hurrying away. Then he goes over to Van Vaderveld. He looks back at the rest of the officers, and he's like, "Officers, I think you've closed the case. Why don't you leave the fortune with my blessing and leave this one here?"
What are you gonna do with them?
I'd rather not tell you.
Then I do not think that we should leave him with you. Otherwise, our job might not be finished.
Okay. Someone's gonna have to roll a persuade here. Thaddeus, you can join in too. You're like floating off in the water, but they can like throw a rope to you.
Oh no, Thaddeus swam away.
All right. We're going to talk about what happens to the characters
All right.
afterwards, so hold that thought. That's really cool.
I got a 9 plus 2,
Oh, wow. Okay.
so that's 11.
All right. So he's like, maybe you're right. Maybe we should see justice done your way. And he like pushes Van Vaderveld right over to you.
I think we have enough evidence to put him away for a bit, even with all of his quote-unquote money. Surprisingly, the justice system will work this time.
Let's hope so.
No, I feel like
I mean, sorry.
they could. He'll probably just go to one of those fancy prisons where he'll be playing tennis and whatnot in white shorts all day. I think it'd be better. Just
Well, Willis, I'll say with my connections with the Hounds here, he's not going anywhere comfortable. That's for sure.
I don't know.
Oh,
Be nice to see someone so high and mighty who's laid low for once.
I think the great equalizer is death. So
Van Vaderveld is like, I choose, barely wheezing. I was like, I'd rather have the prison if you don't mind.
punch him and say, gentrify this.
Whoa. All right. So with that punch, which I think just knocks him out cold, we were going to bring this episode to a close.
He already had a couple of
nice.
broken ribs.
Nice finisher. Nice finisher.
That was amazing. Well, we'll go around real quick because, like, I love these characters, and I want to know what happens to them after the adventure is over. And also, if you guys got any level ups, because maybe these characters will come back. So let's kind of go. I think we'll do the way we did in the beginning, starting with Sai. So tell me if you fulfilled any of your characters' drives till you level up. And maybe what do you think happens to Sai in like the days and weeks after this case is closed?
My two drives are freedom, which is I advance when I free a group of denizens from oppression. Which I don't
So you
know.
did that.
Oh, I did that? Okay. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
you
if I did.
toppled the tyrant of like evil finance. Yeah.
And my second is protection, which is my ward, my little brother. I advanced when I protect him from significant danger or when time passes and my ward is safe.
Okay. I don't know if I'll give you that one because the war didn't really come into it this episode, but
Okay. Yeah, I
you
think
play
that's
with this
why they
character
have the
again.
whole, like, when time passes and the ward is safe. kind of
Yeah,
thing,
that's
but,
fair.
but that's up to you. If you don't want to give me one, that's
Maybe
fine.
I'll save it for next time. Like, I'm definitely
sure.
putting that kid in the kidnap train. Like, he'll be. I would
All right.
super endanger him if I had some more time. So.
All right. So yeah, no one, and I think Psy sticks around in with the ward. Maybe this case puts him up a little bit of more good graces with Watch. Maybe his word gets a little bit more sway.
Yeah,
I will say that because of our connections, if we're spotted together, then any prestige or notoriety gains with any factions are doubled. So probably with
Very
the Hounds.
cool. Yeah, you guys rise up through the ranks a little bit, get to, change the system from the inside. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Thaddeus. Oh, sorry, Side. Anything
No,
else?
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, maybe, like, he'll finally change the watch for the better, like, as he wanted to in the first place.
Ooh, very cool.
Even if it's a little bit.
Even if it's a little, yeah, maybe kind of like a Serpico type character. Very good. All right. So Thaddeus, you fell into the water and maybe escaped. What do you think happens to Thaddeus?
Well, Thaddeus is going to try his best to reach that little clearing that Thomas Nux pointed out to him when he bribed him.
Ah,
And
good
see
point.
if he can book a way out as far away from the city as possible. But what do you say, Michael? Would the Hounds come for him?
I think only if they needed him for a particular job. I think it'll be one of those things where, like, he's living, he's like safe, and they, until they need him for like one last thing. Like, they send somebody to track him down, and they're like, after this you're clear. Do this one job for us.
Every time I think I get away, they pull me back in.
Yeah.
Of course. But with his drives, he has discovery, advance when you encounter a new wonder or ruin in the force.
What's the other one? I don't know if we really discovered a new wonder or ruin.
Wanderlust, advance when you finish the journey to a clearing. And I would say, yeah, because he finished this journey to freedom.
Yes, you left this clearing, this city. So yeah, get an advancement there.
Awesome.
All right, very cool. Again. Yes, I do hope Thaddeus returns, along with all these characters. Okay, how about Golden Reese?
Let's see. Sorry, what was the first question? I apologize.
The drives. That's how you level up in this one. So do you fulfill any of the drives there?
So the drives, first one was principles. Advance when you express or embody your moral principles at great cost to yourself or your allies.
Ooh, okay. I think you did. Like, you stood up for freedom and got hurt for it. Okay. That makes sense to me.
The other one I marked was protection. Name your ward. I never did that in the beginning because I totally forgot about it.
Okay.
So I don't even know who that would be or could be, but
right. Maybe that's one for next time. I'll have to pick a ward for you.
Yeah.
But you definitely get an advancement for the first one for principles. All right. So what happens to Golden Reese? Does he stay on the force? Does he leave the Hounds? What becomes of our favorite lizard?
I think he would just continue to increase the. He would try to recruit if possible. That's his thing. See if I can find other people that join my ideology, and if I have to, maybe make a side faction, that has a little more of that ideology. But so far, I don't think he sees a need to leave. Things went crazy, but still went well.
I love to hear that. All right, super cool. So Dick Wolf, what does he? Did he fulfill any of his drives?
So I also have principles. When I express or embody my moral principles at great cost to myself or my allies. I kept trying to advance the principles of peaceful resolution, but
It sort of happened. I mean, I don't think anybody died.
that's true. Yeah.
Person.
And then I definitely got justice, which is advance when you achieve justice for someone wronged by a powerful, wealthy, or high status individual. So
Yeah.
definitely happened there.
All right. Yeah. So you can mark both of them and get 2 level ups, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. So what happens to Dick Wolf? Does he stay in town? Does he keep trying to change the Hounds of the Maze for the better?
I imagine Dick, is trying to steer the Hounds on a good path. Maybe moving up in the ranks. Hopefully to captain at some point. He's been on the force long enough. God damn it.
You should make captain by now.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. So that brings us to Willis.
Yeah. So chaos was one of my drives, which is when you topple a tyrannical or dangerous, overbearing figure or order. So I think that.
Oh, definitely.
And then the other one was thrills. If I escape from certain death or incarnation. I don't know. Was I in death danger?
Maybe not that one.
Yeah.
You didn't get. I don't think you took too much injury in this game.
Yeah, I think just
Cool.
chaos for that one.
Yes, that's still a level up for sure, though.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens to Willis in his quest for revenge?
Yeah, so Willis just keeps on searching. Probably gonna leave this town, if he hears word of a roadrunner murderer, he'll go wherever the journey takes him.
Oh man,
Just
it's
on
a
that-
regular. It's like Zodiac. We're just gonna be like, become obsessed with hunting down the roadrunner. Golden Reese will be going after it as well.
Yeah. I'm just going on hunting through the lands.
Can't wait for some bird to be like, I'm not the roadrunner, and if I was, I wouldn't tell you. But then the end's revealed he totally was the roadrunner. Spoilers for Zodiac.
It's Ted Cruz.
Great movie, by the way. Fantastic movie.
And I pay off all of my loans to Tomas Nux. So I don't owe him any bills anymore.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, and for saving his life, I'm sure he definitely give you a big discount.
Only for him to then put you in even more debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, after another loan.
Well, he offered me a bigger house.
Yeah.
Color
I'm so
proof.
glad you guys got the reference there.
That's how he works.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Like, I had a ton of fun. I really hope you like this game, this one shot. And there's gonna be more Root one shots in the Dark Forest one shots in the future. Do hope you join me for those as well. And next week we're back to our regular game. The arc of our traveling up the river to escape continues with an episode called Hell or High Water. So look for that next week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. This means a lot. I was like, yeah, be prepared for more Root. For some reason, we're obsessed with it right now. And I am very okay with this. I'm really liking the system. I'm really liking the characters that we're coming up with. I love animal creatures. So hopefully you guys do too, everybody out there. But enjoy the system. The link, Magpie Games, I don't think you can go wrong. Where they have some very good writers on staff. I've met a few of them, and they're just so creative. And they don't care about, as much about rolling dice as telling a story. They're brilliant human beings. So check them out. Magpie Games on all the socials. Check them out for sure. Other than that, play some Magpie games, play some board games, play some Root. But until you see us next Tuesday, pull up a chair and make time to tabletop. All right, peace out, guys. Enjoy.
Later.